words of Maya Angelou, when you learn, teach, and when you get, give. Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones. And being an educator at heart, I'm dedicated to sharing conversations that inform and enlighten in the hopes that you learn something you may not have known. We have a great show for you today, and I want to get right into it because it's full, it's packed. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm also want to make sure that you like and share this video. We want to make sure everybody gets to see the content that we're going to be presenting today. So I want to thank our sponsor, Nancy Vargas Johnson. She's a realtor in the Long Island area, Nassau, Suffolk County. She also does Queens. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, you can reach out to Nancy Vargas Johnson. If you're looking to relocate, even to another state, she can help you out as well. To be part of Conversations with Verdel Jones, we do have mugs. So if you're interested in being a part of the show, and while you're watching the show, you can sip some tea or coffee in the Conversations with Verdel Jones mug. Go to our website and pick up your mug today. So we're going to have a little week in review. The week in review. I had a very, very busy week. A lot of exciting things going on this week. But the thing that I am most proud of and most happy about is we had our Write, Rhyme, and Recite collective celebrating young poets and highlighting authors. It was a great event. We were able to award 2 scholarships to 2 Long Island students. We had one student from Westbury High School. She took first place, and her name is Alana Perez. And we also had Nicole Candiani, and she is from Long Beach High School, and she came in second place. She was awarded second place prize. So we gave $2,500 worth of scholarships away this year. So I'm really excited about that. I want to give a shout out to the African American Museum of Nassau County in Hempstead. That's where we hosted the event. I also want to thank Najee Simmons for this excellent keynote, and as always, the fabulous Beth Brown of the Big Black Book NYC. She also partnered with us, and it was just really a spectacular event. We had 8 authors participating: Teresa Bryant, Malik Canty, Keisha Kristen, Shaquan Hoke, Martine Mayas, Phoenix Love, Tracy Wilkins Francis, and Linda J. Williams. As a matter of fact, Martine Mayas is going to be here today in studio, so we are, really delighted to have that conversation with her. So today we're going to be talking about success in life and setting out on a goal and attaining it. I admire people who have a vision or have something that they really want to do, and they just go for it and carry it out. So we're going to be talking to our guests today who have done just that. So I'm looking forward to having them here to chat it up a little bit. Conversations with Verdel Jones always has great conversations and great guests. So we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to welcome Martine Mayas to the studio. Yeah. Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. We have Martine Mayas with us. Welcome again to Conversations.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you. So Martine is an award-winning author. She's written several books. She's also a motivational speaker and a womb confidence specialist. We're going to talk a little bit about what that actually is. So you're an award-winning author and you have several books. When did you kind of develop your love of writing?
Well, it actually began back in high school. Okay. I started writing just because I just wanted to write, but I was not really interested in publishing. Poetry was something that was always within me. So on my sidebar of my notebooks or something, I would always write, poetry and recite it back to myself and not tell anyone about it. Just like the young poets.
Right, absolutely.
that we had on our show. So then I continued on and I had several different notebooks. And then one time I was on Facebook and there was an opportunity. I was in a women empowerment group. Oh, okay. And they said that they wanted to write a book if I wanted to participate. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, why not? And that's how I became an author. Nice. And that was back in 2015.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. And you've just been writing books ever since.
Yeah. And then that was like the initiation.
Right.
And then I just kept on moving forward and picking topics and saying, oh, if I did it one time, I could do it another time.
Right.
And then I continued on. And then I got my own signature book.
Right. And, and the thing is with that, too, it's, I guess you get that bug, because there's so many opportunities when you write a book to share your book. Right. And that becomes, you get passionate about whatever the topic is and you want to just share it. And that feels, if it's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. Actually, I didn't even think that I really had a possibility of actually becoming an author. And once I realized that how simple it was, and then I was in the field of the full-fledged of authorship. Right. And I said to myself, wow, I'm actually an author. I need to own this. And I need to feel it. I need to really be the character of being an author.
Right, exactly.
So I started to wear it.
You started to wear it, right.
And feel it. And it became part of me.
Yeah, and it really does. And so I've written a book. I've only written one book, and people always ask me, "You're gonna write another book? You're gonna write another book?" I'm like, I don't know, because it's not easy.
It's not.
Especially if you have to carve out time to do it. And you're self-published, right? So how is that process for your book? And we're going to talk about your book, about fibroids and all that. But how did you? What was the process like for you to get a book published with your own book?
Okay, so the way it all happened is that I was actually working with other self-publishing companies. Okay. And that's basically what they did, is that they broke it down in several different segments. Right. The topics. And the best way to start, if anybody's looking to get into authorship, is to start with anthologies. Anthologies are basically a snippet, like a chapter that you own within that book. Right. And everyone, let's say you could have 20 people in a book or even 100 people in a book. My first book, I believe it was like over 100 people.
Really? Oh, wow.
And each woman was responsible for a chapter within the book.
Okay.
So
around a certain theme.
Around a certain theme, okay. Which correlated with the main topic of what they were trying to promote with the book. So that's one of the best ways, actually, to start, I would say, to get your feet wet in the arena of being an author. Right. And that's how it started for me.
For you, right.
That's how it started for me. And then I continued on with the same theme of anthologies and created my own anthology.
Right. Right. And we're going to talk about that. So let's talk about your book, of the Faces of Uterine Fibroids. Uterine Fibroids. Why did you decide to write this book, and what is the book essentially about?
Well, basically, it's a snippet of my personal journey with uterine fibroids. I'm a sufferer of uterine fibroids for 21 years of my life. It started when I was 19 years old, actually. And I was in a situation where I didn't think I had a solution to be able to have surgery where I would still have my uterus. Right. And that was a big deal for me.
Right.
Being
when you were young.
Yeah, being young. And also the thing about it, I was always going to the doctor, and the doctor, many different doctors were telling me that you need to just go and get a hysterectomy. And I did not want to really hear that. I didn't want that to be like the final decision for me. I said there has to be another way. I know God will provide me another way. And sure enough, he did. And when that came about, Faces of Uterine Fibroids came out of basically me being in recovery, looking in the mirror, and I said, okay, now I know that I'm a face of uterine fibroid.
Right. And you had different women in your book tell their stories.
Exactly.
As well.
And then as I started really coming out and telling my story, sharing in different groups related to fibroids, then I had a lot of other women who sympathized with me, and then started to share their personal stories with me. Then I realized that, oh, okay, this is bigger than me.
Right.
There are a lot of other women suffering in silence, just like I was, and and I said, maybe there's something that could come out of it. But truthfully, I just wanted to give gratitude to my journey, to where I started and where I ended up.
And where you ended up, right?
Because I really didn't believe that I would make it thus far.
Wow.
Because that's the solution for me. By every physician that I met and diagnosed me, they stated to me that I need to have a hysterectomy.
Wow. Wow. At such a young age, too.
Very, very young age.
Yeah, that's very disheartening.
So,
and you were a self advocate for yourself.
Yes.
And with with the doctors and because I've heard your journey, and sometimes you have to be all the times I think you have to be proactive and really advocate for yourself, because what if you would have went with that one person that said, oh, you need a hysterectomy?
Exactly.
So you really have to do your research.
You really do have to do your research. One thing I would like to share is that the actual solutions to fibroids, like this particular condition, the actual solution is within you. It's based on what you want and where you want to go with your life. There are women who choose hysterectomies. It's not that hysterectomies is not the solution. However, it has to suit you and your being for your life and where you are.
Yeah, right.
And for me, at that moment in time,
it wasn't.
It wasn't a fit.
Right. Exactly.
It was not a fit.
Exactly. So through this journey and through writing this book, did you become a womb confidence specialist during the process of writing the book? Or was that after? And what is a womb confidence specialist?
Okay, so a womb confidence specialist basically is a woman who takes the time to study and really get into the studies of the womb, to really know what the womb is all about. It's a separate and distinct study within itself.
Okay.
And there's a program that you can go to.
Okay.
And really take classes, and it's pretty much around the sacred womb.
Oh, okay. Okay. I remember the event I attended that you had in Queens, and it was a great event. I learned a lot.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So the thing about the womb is that it's your birth center, and a lot of us are not educated on that point to know how important it is for us to look at it as the birth center, as where we create, whether we create a human person, whether we create ideas like the book came from the womb. Your show comes from the womb. Everything that we do comes from the womb, from the thought process, going down to the heart, and then going into the most sacred area for a woman, which is the uterus area. So that's what the womb is really all about. And within the womb, we have so many different factors, so many different components that it's not something that I could discuss here in such a little bit of shorter time. But we have so many different categories of it that you can go so far with so many different books and so many different studies, and you'll never stop learning.
Really?
You'll never stop learning.
So as a specialist, do you educate people around this? Do you speak on it, or how does the specialist part come in, and how do you share
the way that I've taken upon it, you could do it in many different ways. The way I've taken upon it is to advocate on behalf of the womb in reference to my personal experience, and also to consult on the side as per coaching with people who need to hear it from me in terms of how to take care of their womb, what they should do, to know that hysterectomy doesn't have to be the final solution, but however, if they choose that, then that's what it's going to be for them.
Right.
You know, to just allow them to know that they're really not by themselves. Because, you know, when it comes to fibroids or any other condition related to the womb, when it comes to women, it's a very taboo discussion.
Right.
Most women don't like to discuss it because it's just not a beautiful thing.
Right.
It doesn't have a beautiful connotation. But the truth about it is that the way we perceive it is how we deal with it.
Right.
You know, and I'm choosing to deal with it with a better approach. However, it's a very private type of sector that I have to be in, because there are some things that women would share with me that honestly I really can't come out and say.
Right.
Even some parts of my personal experience, I had to find a way to cushion it for me to deliver it.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Right. It is. It's a personal thing. Like you said, that's the most sacred part.
Exactly.
Right? So it has to be that way.
So going to the studies and becoming a womb confidence specialist allowed me to realize the value of the womb and the value of the woman, and how important we are, and how we are like one big bull birth center.
Right.
No matter how you put it, we're always creating.
Right. So how can people get your book?
My book is actually on Amazon. You can go on Amazon and get it. You could also go to my website, which is joinmartinemayas.com.
And you also speak. So
Yes.
what type of venues or what type of talks do you give, and how can people reach out to you for that as well? Because you're a motivational speaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
My talks are related to women's health. Primarily, I go into the womb conversation. Anybody within fibroids want to speak to me about it, I'll be more than happy to share. I also speak at vendors events. So a lot of the vendors events are related to health and wellness.
Right. Yeah.
You know, anything health and wellness, I'm there.
You're there. Speaking of health and wellness, because we got to wrap up in a little bit, but one tip you can give women to, as far as their health, because you spend a lot of time on healing.
Yes.
Right. So what's one thing women can eat to improve their overall health in relation to fibroids or womb, or what's a good tip that you can give them?
In terms of what they can eat, it's going to be really funny to hear, but almonds.
Okay.
It may sound like it's dry. Eat almonds.
Okay.
Okay, I eat almonds all the time. If you feel like it's hard, it's dry, add dry raisins
Oh, okay.
to the almonds.
To make it,
that would help
Right.
you with it. You know, because some people start eating almonds and they start gagging and coughing
Right.
because it's so dry.
It's dry.
And then drink water.
Right, drink
and
a lot of water.
primarily warm water, because that's what's good for the system.
Okay.
It allows you to digest better, and it allows you to heal better. So whatever surgeries you might have had, you want to be able to always pick up warm water to drink. Cold water is actually not really good for you.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a good tip. Good tip. So I'm going to put up Martine's contact information. If anyone would like to reach out to Martine, I would encourage you to. She is a dynamic speaker. I've been to one of her events, and we were talking. It was a great event because it was all women, and it was a very intimate event, and we talked about a lot of different things. So if you're interested in hearing more, make sure you check out Martine's website, and also make sure you pick up the book as well. A lot of women suffer from fibroids, and it really is. It's good to know that you're not suffering alone. So I want to thank Martine. She's going to be back at the end, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have our next guest. Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, I have my next guest here, Yaw Agyapong.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to talk about your feature film.
Okay.
But before we do that, I want to get to know a little bit more about you.
Sure.
So how did you get started? Like, how did you get into film?
Honestly, the idea started on my couch. I was in college.
Okay.
And I said, I want to do more as opposed to, just getting a normal job out of college. What can I do? What are my interests?
Because you were a nursing student, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And still am.
And you still are?
Yes,
okay,
and
all
still
right.
am. Still pursuing nursing, nurse practitioner.
Okay.
So I said, what can I do other than that? And I just, scanned through a list of things in my head. Sports, music. I couldn't sing, couldn't do any of that.
Okay.
So I said, I do like film. And I said, maybe I should explore that. So I started doing short films. And then eventually I got hired by Northwell, which is Long Island Children's Hospital. I did documentaries for them, and everything just escalated from there.
Okay.
Now my first feature. Yeah.
Really? So you were freelancing for them, doing those things? Okay, got it. So what type of movies or TV did you watch growing up?
Growing up, wow. I watched a lot of The Cosby Show, Family Matters, things like that. And then we had the bad stuff, such as Blade, the action, adventure, things like The Matrix, this mystical kind of shows and sci-fi.
What you watched as a young child, do you think that influenced some of you wanting to do film?
110%.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
In order to, being able to control the narrative and tell your story, as opposed to giving it to someone else. So that is what intrigued me the most, being able to tell my story.
And that's important. That's
exactly.
very important.
It is.
We don't have enough people out there. Well, I'm not going to say that. There's people out there doing it, but it's the distribution.
You got it. You got it.
It's the distribution.
You got it.
So that becomes difficult. So it's nice we have to take that back.
Exactly.
We have to take ownership of it and find different vehicles to be able to get it out there. So who's your favorite filmmaker?
Oh man, this question pops up. We got a list. I love Antoine Fuqua, which is the director of Equalizer and so on and so forth. Quentin Tarantino, Spike Lee. I love Spike Lee. Spielberg, in terms of how he creates his imagination. Things like that. There's Scorsese. Martin Scorsese. I love him. So there's a few out there. I hope I'm not missing any big ones right now. But those are the top ones.
And who do you think has influenced you the most?
I just forgot one. Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele. He influences me the most. I think he influenced me the most. Apart from Spike Lee.
Right.
With the movie Malcolm X. That definitely had an impact on my life.
Yeah.
I would say Jordan Peele because he stepped outside of the box.
He really did. His spin on things is
incredible.
Right. We were talking about Get Out, and you guys are going to see the trailer for the Birth of Deceit, which to me has a little bit of a Get Out feel.
Oh, yes.
And when it was first advertised, I'm like, I don't want to see that. It's like this horror movie, and I'm not really going to be into it. And I had to see it. I had to support the brother, and we saw it, and our minds were blown.
Oh, yes. Because when you hear horror, the first thing you think about is, hack and slash and all that stuff.
Very different.
Exactly. Very different. But it's horror in our sense of what horror is.
Exactly. And it's a social, he calls it like a social thriller.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're talking about your feature film. This is your first feature film.
Yes.
The Birth of Deceit. What is it about?
So a young woman loses both her parents when she's younger. And as she gets older, she goes and inquires of how her parents passed away.
Right.
And in search of those answers, she gets a little too deep. Some doors open that shouldn't have been open.
That should have stayed closed.
Exactly. Should have stayed closed, maybe.
Well, we're gonna show the trailer for The Birth of Deceit. When we saw this, we were like, this is really good.
Oh,
it looks good.
Thank you.
So I'm excited to see it. We're gonna talk about the premiere and all that.
Okay.
But let's show the clip of the movie.
Excellent.
At the age of 7, I lost both of my parents to a car accident. Luckily, my grandmother took me in and raised me. Growing up without your parents can psychologically destroy you. But knowing there was more to it and you had no way of figuring it out can kill you.
Just give me the words, sweetheart.
No. No, it's okay. I think they understand now. Blue sky. Hey, I just might have the perfect gift for your grandma.
Whoa, is this a Polaroid? A 1972 Polaroid? What's your asking price?
Nothing. It's free.
She knows my mom. And that in itself interests me. I think I'm gonna pay her a visit tomorrow.
Oh, Amber, no, do not do that.
What you mean? Why not?
Lucy's crazy, yo. Just look at her face.
What are you gonna do?
You mean, what did I do? And I was able to uncover all of Lucy's files, cases, and personal info. It all seemed like basic files, but when I dug deeper, I found tons of shit that screamed dirty cop. Come to find out, Lucy covered Amber's mom's case.
Call me stupid, but it's a dead man's word over in officers. A dead black man at that.
12 fucking years! Lucy's hiding something bigger than that. I know it.
I think it's time for us to leave now. I'm scared I can't. When I speak, listen. We don't want her to be uncomfortable.
I really hope you guys come out there. That would be nice.
That was really good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We got some claps back here.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Like I said, the cinematography on it, the shots that you have, the way that you were able to piece together those clips is really
Thank you
really
so
good.
much. Thank you
So I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Thank you so
So
much.
you have a premiere coming up. Let's talk about your premiere.
Yes.
It's
June 22nd.
June 22nd. We have that information. Just I want to put that up so people know.
Excellent.
But talk about it. Where is it going to be?
So at the Astoria, in Astoria, Queens Astoria, at the Regal Theater, UA.
Okay.
June 22nd, 4 p.m. Red carpet starts, ends around 5:40, and the movie starts at 6 p.m. We actually have some Hollywood films that are going to be showing the previews. Some Hollywood films right before ours.
Nice.
So it's going to be nice.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Now, are you planning to take this to any film festivals?
yes.
And like, how is that going to work?
So far, the trailer alone, we submitted into about 22 film festivals. Just the trailer.
You have
and we
to pay
won.
for all those.
Yes,
don't you?
yes, ma'am.
Woo.
So-
Okay.
So which is split between me, Mr. Devin Richardson, and Mr. Dennis Garfield, my other two co-producers.
Okay.
We did that.
Okay.
And we won 21 awards just for our trailer alone.
Really?
After that.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so
That's
much.
awesome. That's
We
awesome.
submitted into about 30 film festivals thus far for the film, and we
Okay.
submitted to Sundance, Urban World, and we're here back in July for most of them.
That's exciting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
What was your favorite part about directing the film?
Being able to work with different personalities, and then most importantly is seeing my idea, the idea that Ella B. Lynn and I created, come to life. That was breathtaking. Like to actually see it, like wow, I remember writing this on the airplane, writing this in my room, and now these actors are portraying what I wrote. So that was
How
cool.
long did it take you to put this together?
2 years.
Okay.
2 years. The writing
All
area
right.
took 2 years, and we shot in 14 days.
Really?
14 days.
And
yeah.
where did you shoot?
Primarily in Pittsburgh, but we did a little bit in New York.
Oh,
But primarily
okay.
Pittsburgh.
Why did you
PA.
pick Pittsburgh? For the look or for?
Very unique look.
Okay.
Pittsburgh has a very unique look, and I came across it just browsing online, and I saw the houses, the structures, very old looking, that kind of thing, and I really liked it. Colors were very vibrant, so I chose Pittsburgh.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
also always intrigued by how a film, comes together. Like, we watch Avengers. I mean, big, totally different, but you look at all the footage. It takes so much footage to create a story.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why in 14 days, that's not bad.
No, it's unheard. They usually take months.
Yeah,
to shoot,
that's
so
not bad.
14.
And the editing and the post, all the post-production.
That took we literally just finished maybe 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Editing and all that stuff, and audio
hard
and
part.
sound mixing for the
Sound
theater,
mixing, right.
just a whole bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's about 6 months, 7 months. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yes,
That's
yes,
exciting.
thank you. It was hard and exciting. Yes, it was. Though.
Yep. So this is your first feature film,
Correct.
and you said that you want to do more.
Oh yes,
Right?
we already have the next one ready.
Really?
Yes.
Now, is a thriller your favorite genre, or?
Yes, it is. That doesn't. I don't say that to say that I'm not going to dabble in romance or comedy later on. That's still something that I'm open to. But for now, thrillers and mainly just movies that have a message. I don't want to make movies where someone's running around just killing people. Movies that have a message, mainly for those that are ostracized in society, things like that, and don't have the chance to have that platform to tell their story. I can do that.
And
So
the
movies that
funding.
help. Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's expensive. That
Very.
looked very expensive.
I was gonna sell my arms. It's very expensive.
Did you have to sell a kidney? Like what? Like
I
how?
got one now. Yeah. I got one left. Yeah.
how is the process of getting funding for something like this?
Truth be told, for this film, you know, if you don't have any product out there, no one's going to believe in you and invest in you. So you have to show in order to get to that level. So luckily, I found 2 co-producers, which were friends of mine. Mr. Devin Richardson, as I mentioned, and Dennis Garfield. We all came together as friends and said, let's take the money out of our pocket and do this.
Nice.
And then next film, we would have the producers because of the work we put forth.
Yeah, it's quality.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have one of the assistant writers and also one of the stars of The Birth of Deceit. So we're going to take a quick break. Back in a moment.
Excellent.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, we have a couple more people here in studio. We have one of the assistant writers, Ella B. Lynn, and we also have the star of this wonderful film, Nessa Noel.
Yes.
So thank you so much, ladies, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What a great project to work on.
Yes.
What it's so nice to see your efforts and your product and all the blood, sweat, and tears, and then to see the finished product is just really, really rewarding. So you're one of the assistant writers.
Yes.
Did you guys have a lot of it was just you and
so?
Well, essentially it was.
Exactly.
There's a lot of fun stories
that
can be told from, was it like a year and a half worth of writing?
Oh, yeah.
So, we started out together. He came to me, he's like, look, sister, I had this idea. And we just took it and ran from there.
Right.
And it was definitely a creative experience. Because we are both very much visionaries.
Yeah.
But even being a visionary, you can still operate differently.
Yeah,
of course.
Absolutely.
So it also, for us, I think we balance each other too. Which is why, we're very synergistic.
Yeah.
We job together.
Yeah.
Very
I'm going to come back to that because I know there had to be some.
Oh, there is. There is.
So first, let me ask Nessa, how did you come to be in the film? I know you're an actor. You've been acting and all that, but how did you guys find each other?
Well, it was actually Yaw actually messaged me on one of those acting websites, Backstage, and he was like, "Oh, I like your look. I'd like you to audition." So I said, "Okay, cool." I saw it was a horror, and horror was actually on my bucket list to do. And so I sent in the self-tape, and I had like maybe I recorded like 15 times, right? And I was just like, oh my God, how do you record horror on self-tape. And then finally I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to send this last one and that's it.
And
like, that's it. And I was just like, all right, if I get it, I'll be happy. But if I don't, I'm just like, all right, I did my best. And the next thing you know, he hits me up and it's like, you got the role. I'm just like, what? And then I'm like, oh, snap.
Phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Phenomenal job.
Yeah, and I was just like, he was like, yeah, there was like 30 other actresses. And then I was like, oh my God, seriously? And then there I am. Here I am.
The rest is history.
Now she's the face
right?
of it. Yeah,
exactly. And the emotions that I see in the clips that you're in, it looks. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. And we're a film family, so so something like this is really it gets us excited.
Okay.
So I'm really looking forward to it. So how did you, going back to the writing part, and you guys working together? Were there times where you differed on the direction of the film? And why was it? Was it because of your personalities, or was it because it's a woman and it's a man? There's different,
You want me to cover that one?
You can take away on this one.
So like as Nessa said, initially this was a horror film. It was a horror film. I was leaning straight up horror, leaning towards one.
Like,
more so James Wan kind of thing, Conjuring. That's what it was.
Right.
And in terms of disagreeing or not, not being on the same page, it really came from me going out the window and just doing astronomical things, crazy things, wanting to jump out of airplanes. And Portia is the one that balances that. That's why we work well together. She balances everything. Like, Yaw, we can't do that because this is going to happen. You can't put sharks on an airplane, Yaw, because this. So she's the balance,
And you know what?
You have to reel him in a little bit, right?
And to his credit, though, because I'm a very cerebral person, just
Right.
in general. So, I would want to be very detail-oriented. He'd be like, hey, they ain't got to know all that.
Right. Really put some imagination. Right.
Because
you are not writing a book.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the funny thing.
She's an author.
Because I'm an author, of books. So it does, in terms of translating your talents, it is different.
Tough.
And then when you're working with someone doing that, it's a very interesting experience, but for us, a very good one.
Right.
Worked very well together.
So Nessa, what was how is Yaw as a director?
Oh, very intense. I've told him that too. But he pushes you, and challenges you, and I love that. And I told him this all the time. I appreciate him pushing me and challenging me to just take it further, making me feel. I learned that as an actor, you have to learn to be uncomfortable to be comfortable, and I was able to do that being on set. So, and it was fun
vulnerable,
times.
right?
It
it really is. You're left vulnerable, and you have to trust the the person, the director, to lead you in that way.
Definitely.
So, how did you prepare for the role? Because I mean, some of those people. That woman is. I need to know about her. How did you prepare for the role?
Usually, I'm in my head most of the time.
Okay.
So I'm just in my head, walking around. So if I'm not filming, I'll probably be around the house, just walking and just
which is true.
Going, just going it through my head. All right, this is the next scene. What's gonna happen? And I just have it in my head the whole time. That's how I prepared myself.
That's how you. Yeah. And what was it like working with the other actors on the? So when you cast a film and you have all the actors, do you take time for the actors to build that synergy with one another? How does that work, and then how did you work with the other actors?
It was really good working with them. You deal with everyone's different as an actor.
Everyone has a different way, right?
Yeah, they have their own way. So you just kind of gotta. I say go with the flow and just deal with it. So everyone was different, and I just had to kind of adapt to how they deal with acting.
Right, because you have those method actors who are the character
throughout.
You got it.
Throughout.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
So did you have an opportunity, or was there an opportunity for them to
So what I try to do is do group meetings, things like that, and just try to make collaborative where all of us can get together and get to know each other. That way, everything flows way smoother.
Right.
But everyone's schedule sometimes doesn't work.
Allow that.
It infringes and things like that. So you try to get people together as much as possible, get them to talk, even over dinner on set, being able to talk, get to know each other.
Dinner.
Exactly, that's how we did
We also
it.
had that too, and it was great for just. you know, you have the characters, then you have the person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Even if they were a method, you could get.
Yeah. It's like, okay, what's your real name?
What's your real name?
You gotta check somebody every now and then.
That's true. That's true. But overall, it went pretty well.
Right.
It went pretty well. You know.
So how did you guys know each other?
High school.
Yes,
we
attended
high school.
I love it. I love it.
And just as entrepreneurs, we ended up finding each other again on, you know, through a mutual friend of ours.
Business friend, yeah.
And, you know, we took our business relationship from there.
Wow. So where did you guys go to high school?
Bayshore.
Bayshore.
CI.
Yeah, shout out
Okay. CI.
CI in the house.
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, we like y'all.
Yeah. All right. Are you from Long Island as well, or?
No, I'm actually from Queens.
You're from Queens. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Originally.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we're like way out in the boondocks, right? But that's interesting. I love the, you know, I started dating my husband in high school.
Oh, wow.
So we have, you know, the same friends, and we're still tight with our high school friends.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
nice.
It really, really is, because,
Wow.
you know, it's funny because you know them as in high school, and to you they're always that person, even though they develop into these great things.
That's
you still,
true.
you know,
Yeah.
it's very funny.
Oh, that's
It's very
wonderful. We got a lot
funny.
of high school friends coming out to this
Yeah.
premiere.
Oh,
too, so
good,
it's cool.
good. Oh, that's awesome. So tell us about the premiere. What are you guys wearing for the premiere? Wow.
Take it away, ladies. I'll go last.
What's going on?
Your outfit is way more.
Because I heard red carpet. You know, so
yes.
what's going on?
Yes.
Well, I have a dress that's being custom designed.
Yes, nice. Yeah, you have to. You have to.
So I figured it's my first official premiere. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just go all out. So I'm gonna have a red satin dress that's being custom designed, and then I'm gonna be wearing the locks again since I did it in the movie.
Oh,
so I figured I'd wear it for the premiere.
Very nice.
So you know exactly
Very
who she
nice.
is.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. So, Ella?
Yes, I have a friend named Samantha who owns a business called St. Helene.
Okay.
And she's done a custom long blazer for me before.
Oh.
And I was like, you know, of course this is a premiere, so now I gotta get something.
You just gotta. Is it gonna be African print? Because I saw you wore a lot of African prints.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So it's gonna be a blazer top with a skirt bottom and a nice couple different accents.
Wow.
Dressing up.
Nice.
Sounds
Nice. Okay, I better bring my A game. And
Me, myself, I have a maroon tuxedo designed by
Oh.
Zamor, a young brother that got his own company, his own clothes company.
I love it.
And,
you guys are going all out.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be nice.
Yeah, maroon tuxedo.
You got
and then have an after
to.
party
You have
outfit too.
to.
So.
Okay, all right. So how did, you know, logistics is a big thing for me. You said you're a cerebral person. I'm very like, okay, you know, I'm a teacher by trade, so like I'm very regimented in the things that I do a lot of times. So how is it coordinating all of this, from the actors to the writing to the production to the on location to the premiere, you know, and sending out all of the, you know, for the festivals and, you know, that you have to have a serious team.
Oh, you do, and
Yes.
that's what I was gonna say. It requires a team. So shout out to Jerry Aquino. He's the guy that shot this. Jennifer Silverstein, Terrence Keane. It took a huge team. Oh yeah, Jerry's incredible. So it really took a big team.
Right.
To Yaw's credit, I want to say that in creating this team, there was such an intention to find committed people.
Yeah, you have to be committed.
Yeah, and so it's like, you know, you didn't want anybody, you know, it's a 6 o'clock call and you showing up at 6:35 and you know, so it was very intentional on, you know, getting committed, responsible people on our set.
True.
And you know, I'll give y'all that credit.
So yeah, like she said, it's a collaborative effort. It really is. We had to find from audio. I mean, that was a big Eddie Morris. He did the audio. He's just incredible. He's actually working on our next film. So sound is
the worst.
essential, and
it's the worst thing to do. It's very
very.
I'm acting like I do this stuff.
No, you know.
I hear from my son. You know, he hates sound because it's just very tricky. He's an editor, so but the sound is
tough.
tough.
So we had people like that. Carolina Rudas edited. So it's a big team effort. And we got it done. Thank God.
Yeah. So we are gonna take a break, but before we do that, I just want you to say what is one thing people will take away from the film, from all three of you.
I would say the huge message behind it.
Okay.
Like if you watch it, it will relate to what's. I will say it relates to what's going on. in the world.
Good. Okay.
In the world. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
How about you, Ella?
What would I say about the film? Is that it's going to be a journey, not just with the characters, but with yourself.
Oh.
Maybe with some questions.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. I like that.
The takeaway message I would say is not to judge a book by its cover. The main character comes across as a very normal person, nothing's wrong, but she's going through a lot of things.
She lost her mom at a very
exactly,
young age.
and you would never guess that, just by looking at her.
Right.
So it'd be
interesting.
Not to be so quick to judge.
So like mental health is
clearly
plays
a big role in this.
Which I love. That's great. That's great. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back. We're going to bring Martine in. We're going to wrap up. I want to make sure everybody knows how to find all of our guests. So we're going to take a quick break. Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. We have everybody here in studio. I want to thank you all for being here today. I really enjoyed our conversation. I want to make sure that people know where to get Martine's book. So we're going to show Martine's contact information one more time, so you can make sure you reach out to her, but just let them know where they can find you.
The book is actually Faces of Uterine Fibroids. It's actually on Amazon. You could also get it at joinmartinemayas.com.
All right, thank you so much. And Yaw, please share about your feature film, The Birth of Deceit.
Birth of Deceit.
It's a thriller.
Yes.
Has a lot of messages in there.
Yes.
Mental health is really key, which I love. So when is the premiere?
June 22nd, 4 p.m. Astoria, Queens, at the UA.
And you can get tickets at Eventbrite.
Eventbrite or our website, agyapongfilms.com.
Okay. All right. Yep. And there's Yaw's contact information as well. And I also want to thank Ella B and Nessa for being here as well, co-writer and star of the movie.
Yes.
So I want to once again just thank everybody for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones, and we will see you next time.
Bye.